And welcome back to Zolteus Gaming Channel. I am your host, Zolteus. Here with a new game. It's called Gamedec, as you can see up here. So, this is a different game. This is still a RPG. It's isometric, and it's cyberpunk, but it's more of a deduction type of RPG. So basically, what the overall premise of this game is that you are a detective, but you're not a in-person detective. You're a game detective. You solve crimes through online avatars. So you will actually go into a game and figure out how a crime took place. So there are a lot of different ways to do crimes online, right? Well, the whole purpose of the game is to solve online crimes, and the way that progression works is based on the decisions you make and the I don't want to call them personalities, but the aspects that you take on. So what kind of a detective are you? Are you the flashy detective where you use knowledge and popularity to influence people to do the things or say the things that you need them to say in order to advance your investigation? Or are you the analytical detective? Do you make decisions based on pure fact and very little speculation? It leaves the game for a lot of replayability. However, it is very deducive. You have to actually put thought into the things that you do say and the decisions that you make. So we're going to start a new game. I'm going to kind of give you guys a taste and then kind of let you guys know what to expect as far as further on in the game. So let's go ahead and start a new game.
It's a strange profession, Gamedec. You're neither a player nor a detective. You know the rules and how people break them. How they leave a digital trail. And there is always a trail. A flaw in the source code. Backdoors used by cheaters. Anonymity skins, used to cover up unpopular activities. All can be found. All can be traced. With a lot of skill and a little bit of luck. Sometimes more than a little. Because there are surprises, even for a game deck. But in the end, you keep your eyes on the prize. This is my story. What's yours?
Alright, so character creation. You can make your name whatever you want it to be. And you can also change, the pronouns. This right here, your origin, you only have two. It's low city or high city. However, this will determine how some people react or respond to you. If you prefer to slum with the lowborn or the slightly more unfortunate of the city, then you're low city. If you kick with the high rollers, the expensive, the rich, you're high city. Now values. So dominant value guiding your character before they choose the game deck profession. Your choice will determine aspects they start their adventure with. So this is the thing that I was talking about, where the decisions you make will guide how people talk to you, look at you, things like that. So in this case, you have you see a little fire emblem, you see a little light bulb, a puzzle piece, and a heart. So we'll go over those as soon as we are all done with character creation. Just know that based on which one of these you choose, so as you can see, self-direction has the higher light bulb, fewer of the others. Whereas you go to, say, stimulation, you have 2 of the fire, 2 of the light bulb, 1 and 1, so on and so forth. As I change through these, you can see how they differ. So as you can see, benevolence has the 3 hearts, which means you're probably a bit more empathetic. 3 of the puzzle pieces for security means you probably value analytic and fact-based items than you do anything else. So, and the same with the 3 fire with power. So you're probably more passion than you are factual. So, you know, and then self-direction means you kind of look out for yourself instead of other people in this type of aspect. But either way, depending on which one you choose will determine what detective personalities you can start out with. Dialogue options. Left click it or click the number corresponds, so you can hit 1, 2, or 3 in this case. And you can check previous conversation. So here are a few things just to be aware. You have a codex where if I were to click these, it will give you interesting information. Same with technologies, organizations. Realm is the term for the real world. Alright, so aspects. Aspects are part of the game. Gamedec's personality expressed through actions, thoughts, and emotions. Be kind to gain empathy. Aspect. Inspire someone to gain inspiration, etc. Aspects are grouped into 4. So you have decisive red, analytic blue, creative yellow, and sociable green. Aspects are used to unlock professions. Professions unlock special conversation options, enabling you to do more. Hover over your cursor. Each profession requires a different personality. The description will indicate which aspects unlock a given profession. A profession can be highlighted if you have the required aspects. So basically what this is saying is, as you can see, based on the very few decisions I have made, it believes that I prefer calm, and I prefer to be calm, and I prefer to have discretion. And then same here, I prefer to listen, and I am amicable. However, based on decisions you make in the game, it will adjust all of these. And then, based on where those meters are at the end of the game, will determine what kind of ending you get. So in this case, I can unlock the scalpel. And basically, I know how to communicate with metabots. I know how to stop hemorrhaging, stabilize the wounded, so on and so forth. So I can be like a medical professional. So if someone is hurt, or say they are suffering from trauma, I will know how to reach those people if I were to choose this. Same, I also qualify for Glazier, which well-versed in both virtual and real technologies, know where to look for power nodes, cables, virtual developer stacks, all that kind of thing. So if I'm in-game, I am going to know how to manipulate certain aspects of that game. And if I were to go even further, programmer, you know how to check code, things like that. I can then be a cracker or an admin, where I can get even further accesses. But as you'll see, I am going to take Glazier. Actually, I'm going to take Scalpel. I take that back. As I take Scalpel, these go away. So now I can't go to Glazier. I have to actually make more decisions to gain. Let's see, I need empathy. I'm going to need some more. I'm going to need at least one more passion, one more empathy. I'm going to need one of each, actually, in order to get Glazier. So if I'm aiming to go a certain direction, I have to make decisions and comments based on those directions. if I don't, I might not end up the direction I want to go. So if I actually want just all 4 of these, and that's the direction I want to work on first, I need to work on, I definitely need to work on my empathy quite a bit, because you need 4 and 4 there, 3 there. You have to make decisions going this way. So, oh, that's right, inspiration. I have to be inspirational in order to get that. I need to be passionate to get that, and I need to be empathetic to get that. So, you know, you have to make the decisions based on the direction you want to go. Now, one thing that I would highly suggest trying is going with the flow of the conversation and making decisions based on what you think the proper course of action would be. And that will actually shape what you do here, going through here, what you qualify for. It's very entertaining to see what you like, because I didn't necessarily play myself my first time through, but I found that as I was playing and situations were coming up and I was making decisions based on what those situations were and where I needed to go from there, not necessarily on this grid, but just within the game, or within the game itself, I wasn't coming up with the additions to these that I thought I would, but I was still getting some additions. It's the end of the 22nd century, and the people were crazy happy. Yeah, kidding. Some were, some weren't. Let's start my day. Time to check to see if there are any new jobs. So, in this case, you click to move, tab to adjust speed, and then interactions will determine what you can do or whether or not you're just moving around. And then there will be icons about people, and you need to click those in order to initiate conversation. So if I were to go here, I would need to click on the window. Here's Warsaw City. Let's look out that window. Mid-city is the middle layer, and the layer obviously determines, what your, status is. Mid-city, I think it's a nice view. I'm a mid-city person. It's where the rich meet the poor, light meets darkness, blah, blah, blah. So here's where I could have made a decision, because now we've got this advertisement going, right? Void stars. If I had the aspect glazier, I could send this advertising drone away, and I don't see it anymore. It's a nicety. It's not necessary. But I could do that if I had it. I can't, so I'm going to contemplate. Opponents have online relationships, have a simple argument. The beautiful young prince you fell in love with. Yes, we all know that. So this will also shape your thought processes and decisions that you make in the future. I don't have anything against it. Recent events. So going through all of these is going to give you more and more data when moving forward. Like this Ken Zhao, you'll actually run into him in the first detective case, and depending on what you do or do not, look at in the beginning will determine if you have any information on him or not. So see, Go to Beds is a game where you feel actual pain when you get hit. It gets more and more intense. So during one match, he was speeding to seal the opponent's fort. He suddenly froze. The seal was snatched from him in an instant. He got mad and logged out. We all rage quit sometimes, right? Let's see. Since then, so I would think of this as a case for a game deck, because someone who is very good and just stops in the middle of the game, I mean, that might be something happened to his avatar or something like that. I would think of that as a case. Now, this would be deduction. So here's where I talk about the actual analytic process, the making determinations about cases. So the main nodes are questions that are key to your deduction process in solving your case. Gather information and choose answers based on the information to unlock nodes until you reach the final conclusion. So we don't have a case. However, one thing that I have appreciated about this game is it's not like a typical, let's say, online RPG, or even typical RPG nowadays, where it literally tells you, go here, do this. All right, once you've done that, now go back here, do this. Once you've done that, go back here, do this. This is one of those where you kind of have to put some brain power behind figuring out a few things. Now, obviously not everything, or else the game could get to be very tedious, or people could get stuck. However, there are a lot of aspects to the deduction process that really have to make you think and make decisions, because, say, I'm on a case and there are 3 potential identities that are presented to me for one person that I'm looking for. Depending on the clues that I get, I may only unlock 2 of those names, and the third one is unknown, and I've run into a block. I can't get any more information, and I have to make a decision based on the 2 that I know. I can't just select the third because I don't know what it is. The third may be the correct answer, but I have to choose one of the 2, and then that will lead me down a different path. Maybe I find out more information down the path to unlock that third, but I can't choose it anymore. I've made a decision. I've moved on. That's one of the things that I really appreciate about this game. And I'll give you a taste in the next episode, but I wanted to do an introduction to the game, show you how these things work. As you can see, not a whole lot of building here, but I wanted to show you how this works. And in the next episode, I'm going to go over the first case and how these bars will change based on the decisions that you make. So, as you can see, I've got target, I've got atmosphere, calm and discretion, and listening and amicability. And at the beginning of the next episode, I will show that as well. And then at the end of the next episode, it's going to show how these have changed based on decisions made. But I do have mail. A few emails. Let's reply to those. And then, first message, Senator was grateful for working out what his daughter was doing in Ghoul Hearts. Offer a discount for the next contract. Let's see if we can't get some repeat business. Yeah, so you can, make little things like that. Let's check that contract, because this is where we're going to get our first job from for the game. I have discreet, urgent matter for you. I'll pay good money. Please get back to me ASAP. Jeffrey Haggis. All right, let's contact him. All right, so a couple things that you can do here. If you negotiate a down payment, I'm sure it will have a specific impact. You can acquire details. That'll have a specific impact. I'm just going to say agree. He sounds like he's in a hurry and doesn't want to talk over the phone. Yep. So as you can see, new data, new professions. So based on the decision I made to just agree, I now have a boost in logic. And a codex. I have a codex on Bliss, Gamedec. All of those little things that I did have filled this up quite a bit, as you can see. And as you can see, we also have a quest log here, and it's going to say the things that you need to do, but sometimes it's just make a decision. And so you actually have to go into deduction and make a decision. But we'll talk about that later. But that's going to do it for this episode. Like and subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you in the next video.